Long before the forest learned the sound of alien clicks and thermal pulses, the land already knew fear. The old frontier valley, half myth, half forgotten history, had been soaked in blood long before maps named it. Moonlight spilled across twisted oaks and crooked ravines, where time felt broken, as if centuries overlapped in silence. This was the hunting ground of the Headless Horseриder, a revenant born of war, betrayal, and an execution carried out without mercy. Once a feared cavalry commander, now an eternal wraith, the Horserider rode between worlds, bound to the soil where injustice severed body from soul. Every generation whispered of the same signs. Crops withered overnight, horses screamed and broke free of their stables. Church bells rang without hands to move them. And when the fog rolled low and thick, villagers barred their doors, knowing the sound that followed, the thunder of hooves that did not belong to the living. The Headless Horseриder did not hunt for pleasure. He hunted for balance. His curse compelled him toward bloodshed, toward those whose presence disturbed the ancient order of the land. Sword in hand, a blade forged for war, and sharpened by damnation, he roamed endlessly, carrying his own severed head like a grim lantern when the moon burned brightest. Those who crossed his path vanished, leaving behind only scorched earth and the lingering smell of cold iron. But this night, something else entered the forest. High above the canopy, unseen by human eyes, a vessel slipped through the atmosphere without flame or sound. It hovered briefly, scanning, analyzing. The forest below glowed in shifting colors as advanced sensors mapped heat signatures, life patterns and anomalies that defied conventional logic. The readings were unusual. Energy signatures pulsed where no technology should exist. A presence registered with no head, no heartbeat, yet immense hostile potential. The predator had arrived. A veteran hunter from a distant star system, the predator lived by a code older than many civilizations, worthy prey only. No weak targets, no wasted kills. His armor bore scars from countless hunts across hostile worlds, jungles, cities, frozen wastelands. Humans had fallen before him, as had creatures far deadlier. Yet the data flowing across his visor now showed something that challenged his understanding of biology itself. No thermal head signature, no conventional anatomy, yet strength readings rivaled armored vehicles. Temporal distortion spiked wherever the entity moved. Intrigued, the predator activated his cloaking field and descended silently into the trees. Below, the Horseриder sensed the disturbance instantly. The forest recoiled, as if holding its breath. Crows scattered into the night sky. The Horserider's horse, a massive spectral beast with eyes like burning coals, stamped the earth and snorted, reacting to a presence that did not belong to this world or the next. The Horserider tightened his grip on the reins, his empty neck turning slowly, awareness spreading without sight. Something watched him. This was not a mortal trespasser. Not a soldier, not a thief, not a frightened soul lost in the woods. This presence was disciplined, calculating, armed, a hunter, but not one bound by the rules of this land. The Horserider raised his sword, the blade humming with unnatural resonance. Ancient runes carved into the steel, flickered as if responding to a challenge issued across dimensions. For centuries, the Horserider had faced muskets, cannons, and faith itself. None had ended his ride, but never before had something stalked him with such patience, such deliberate curiosity. From the shadows, the predator observed. He watched the headless figure move with impossible precision, sword held at the perfect angle, horse stepping without sound. The predator marked muscle density, reaction time, threat probability. This was no ghost as humans understood it. This was a warrior, disciplined, relentless, and bound to violence by forces beyond science. The predator's fingers hovered near the plasma caster controls, but he did not fire, not yet. This was worthy prey. Lightning split the sky, briefly illuminating both hunters, one cloaked by advanced technology, the other exposed yet untouchable, riding openly through the storm as if daring the world to strike first. Thunder rolled like distant war drums, echoing across eras. The forest stood between them, ancient and unwilling to choose a side. Two hunters, two codes, two legends shaped by blood and ritual. One rode from the past, cursed by injustice and sustained by vengeance. The other came from the stars, driven by honor and the need to prove dominance over the deadliest foes. Neither would retreat. And as the fog thickened and the storm deepened, fate began aligning every shadow, every broken branch, every silent clearing toward a single inevitable truth. This land was about to witness a battle. It was never meant to survive. The storm broke without mercy. Rain crashed through the forest canopy as lightning ripped the sky apart, freezing the battlefield in violent flashes of white. In that instant, the predator moved first. His cloaking field shimmered as he leapt from the trees, landing with impossible force behind the Headless Horseриder, targeting reticles locked instantly, plasma caster charging with a rising whine. The Horserider reacted before the trigger could be pulled. The spectral horse reared, hooves slamming down with enough force to crack stone beneath the soil. The Horserider twisted in the saddle with inhuman speed, sword arcing backward in a wide, brutal sweep. The blade passed through empty air, but the predator felt it. His armor screeched as the cursed steel tore through the cloaking field, sparks exploding as ancient magic collided with alien technology. The predator rolled clear, cloak flickering wildly. Data flooded his visor. The weapon was not energy-based, not purely physical. It cut through dimensions themselves, a worthy threat. The predator rose and fired. Blue plasma tore across the forest, obliterating trees in its path. The Horserider spurred forward, horse blurring like smoke, narrowly avoiding the blast as it detonated behind him. The shockwave flattened earth and sent burning debris raining through the fog. Yet the Horserider did not slow. He lowered his sword and charged directly into the inferno. The predator snarled, switching tactics. Wrist blade snapped out with a metallic scream as he sprinted to meet the charge. Hunter met Revenant in a collision that shook the forest to its roots. Steel met alien alloy. Sparks fire and spectral energy erupted outward as the two warriors clashed in close combat. The predator was stronger than any human opponent the Horserider had ever faced. Each strike carried precision and brutal efficiency. Blades slashed across cursed armor, scoring deep gouges that glowed faintly before sealing themselves. In return, the Horserider's sword carved through predator plating, leaving smoking wounds that refused to close. They separated, circling. Rain hissed against overheated armor. The predator adjusted his stance, recognizing something unsettling. This enemy did not tire, did not bleed, did not hesitate. Every movement was relentless, fueled by an eternal mandate to kill. The predator triggered his net gun. Razor-sharp mesh exploded outward, wrapping around the Horserider and horse alike. The weighted lattice tightened instantly, slicing deep into spectral flesh and iron alike. For a moment, the Horserider was dragged from the saddle, crashing into the mud as the horse dissolved into mist. Victory probability spiked. The predator advanced, raising his spear for the killing blow. The ground beneath the Horserider began to tremble. The net snapped, not cut, broken, as if the earth itself rejected the restraint. Dark energy surged outward, extinguishing nearby fires. The Horserider rose slowly, towering, sword planted into the soil. The runes along the blade ignited with hellish light. The air grew heavy, time itself seeming to slow. This was no mere ghost. This was a curse given form. The predator hesitated, only for a fraction of a second, but it was enough. The Horserider lunged. The sword struck the predator's spear, shattering it in a burst of alien fragments. The Revenant followed with a backhand slash that sent the predator flying through 3 trees before crashing into a ravine wall. Armor alarms screamed. Internal systems faltered. The predator roared and activated his final protocol, self-destruct primed. If he could not claim the trophy, he would deny it to the enemy. The countdown began. The horse rider mounted once more as his horse reformed beneath him, summoned by will alone. With thunderous hooves, he charged into the ravine, sword raised high. Plasma fired wildly, tearing through the cliffs, but the horse rider did not slow. At the final second, the sword came down. The cursed blade pierced the predator's chest, driving him into the rock. The runes flared brighter than lightning, ancient power overwhelming alien systems. The self-destruct failed, choked by forces older than stars. The predator looked up, visor cracked, vision fading. For the first time in countless hunts, he understood fear, not of death, but of something that could not be conquered by strength, skill, or honor. The horse rider wrenched the blade free. The predator collapsed, lifeless, technology sparking uselessly in the mud. Silence returned to the forest. The storm faded, the fog thinned, the land exhaled. Without ceremony, without triumph, the headless horse rider turned away. The spectral horse carried him back into the darkness, hooves echoing through centuries. Another intruder erased, another balance restored. By morning nothing remained of the hunter from the stars, only scorched earth, broken trees, and a warning etched into the soil itself. Some lands do not belong to the living, and some legends cannot be hunted.